Hello everyone and welcome to my new video, and before I proceed I would just like to play this. Because he died, didn't he? It was sad. A man whose brief moments turned into years and years of me fooling around with samplers and stuff, and so rest in peace that guy, he was cool. So yesterday, whilst I was bored, I made my own little funky drummer. And if you speed it up, it sounds well drum and bass. And so what this video is about is I'm going to create bass lines just using audio effects and just using this drum loop, maybe some other drum loops or whatever, as the source. We're going to use some audio processing to create a bass line just using this drum loop. And I'll show you how we're going to do that. I think 160 is a little frantic for a Monday. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of jam. First thing we need is one of these audio effects. And I'll create a chain. I'm just going to call that one dry. Create another chain. Is there a shortcut for that? No. Okay, so I'm just going to drink some beer. Hang on a sec. Oh, delicious. Right. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of gate out a few little bits. So there I've kind of just got the kick and snare. Lovely. Now I'm just going to bring in corpus. Drop that in. Stick a limiter in. Let's bring the tuning right down. Doesn't that sound massive? Cool. All right, now I'm just going to bring in the sort of slewed sample and hold LFO here. We hear that with the other. It's not really a bass line. It's kind of just sort of a bass, well, a burp, I suppose, bass burp, sort of a fart, bass fart, and we can kind of choose how much we want. Okay, so now I'm going to sort of bring in a beat repeat to kind of give it some phrasing, I suppose. Sounds nice. Ooh! And maybe some overdrive. Let's turn the beat repeater off for a second. Let's go for heavy. Whoa! Bit too heavy. Bring the phase down. Alright, and now let's experiment with the filtering. Now, some seasoned of you out there will know this. Some of you may not. So I thought I'd talk about it. The order in which you place effects is quite important. And there can be right and wrong ways that you might want to put, you know, your chains in order. And I personally like to abuse those rules and take the piss and sort of do things different ways. For example, it might be a little bit more commonplace to apply some distortion before you apply some reverb. I personally like to drive reverb. I love sort of sending reverb into distortion, so it kind of makes this very unpleasant cloud that's breaking up and very lo-fi and gritty. So I thought I would demonstrate that principle with these two effects here, the filter and the amp. So if I apply some let's maybe try like oh, where's it gone? Oh, that's a bit much, isn't it? So basically, that was kind of more screamy because the with the high resonance, the overdrive obviously really drives that resonance really hard. If I put it afterwards, we'll get a more kind of cleaner sounding. It sounds more kind of like more familiar, like more underwater, more aquatic. So turn that LFO down. You can hear how that sounds more like a familiar filter. If I go before, it's a bit more screamy. That's a little bit more dirty but clean sounding. So yeah, it can make a hell of a lot of difference what order you... Some of you probably already know that, you know, whatever. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the heavy amp setting, bring the gain down a little bit. Woo woo woo! Let's bring in the envelope. Chorus as well after the amp, so it's clean sounding. I mean, it's not particularly musical, but it's pretty dark and groovy. We could try around with maybe like a sample and hold LFO for a more sort of acid kind of sound. So yeah, I mean, it's like I say, it's not particularly musical, but it's kind of funky and interesting, and it's all basically being processed from that drum loop. Whoops, where's it gone? Well, it's that one there, isn't it? Oh, hello. We don't have to use the amp, we can use the wave shaper. What's it called? Saturator. That's a little bit more aggressive. Let's try it anyway. So there you go, try that. Make some bass lines from drum breaks just by running them through a load of effects. Use the gate to gate off certain hits that you want. Run it through something like Corpus, which will give you some tones, and then overdrive it and filter it and stuff. All right, see you next time. Bye.